is going on? It's Evan from Evan's Sports Corner, and today I'm going to be making a video discussing the NFL offseason, some of the major moves and major trades from this offseason. It would be greatly appreciated if you would leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and also leave a comment telling me what your favorite team is and what do you think about their offseason moves overall. Also, if you haven't checked out my video from yesterday about the NBA 2020 playoff predictions, you should definitely go check that out. It would be greatly appreciated by me. So, without further ado, let's just hop into this one. So, first off, I'm going to be talking about some of the major signings, such as the Tom Brady signing to the Buccaneers, which now makes the Bucs have a lethal offense with a star quarterback and commander-in-chief in Tom Brady at the quarterback position, and now they also got his buddy and longtime friend Rob Gronkowski at tight end. Gronk is one of the greats, and he's coming out of retirement to play with his good friend Brady. And they are going to be forming a dominant duo in Tampa Bay. Suppose as Gronk doesn't show any rust in his first season back. They also have two stud wideouts in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And then they have O.J. Howard, another tight end option, and a younger tight end option on the field. This makes the Buccaneers have a premier offense and one of the top contenders this year if they can get some stops on defense. They truly show that they were willing to move on from Jameis Winston, and they have so far. So, good luck for the Bucs this season. Now, in the AFC, Phillip Rivers signed with the Indianapolis Colts, which gives the Colts a veteran QB to work with and form a duo with T.Y. Hilton, and that will be good for the Colts. Their defense was already really good. Their offensive line's good, which will help Phillip because he's getting up there in age. And so also they made a trade for DeForest Buckner, who is a stud pass rusher from the San Francisco 49ers, and in return gave up, I believe, a first-round pick. The Colts now have a new pass rusher and a new quarterback, which is always a good sign for a NFL team. And it's because the Texans made that weird trade for where they traded their stud receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, to the Cardinals. Still kind of a head-scratching move, in my opinion. And the Cardinals definitely won this trade, most likely, because they also dumped off one of their big salaries in David Johnson, an aging running back, which, in my opinion, doesn't really make much sense for the Texans, but okay, Bill O'Brien. Let's see if you know what you're doing this season. If the Colts do win the division, or the Titans win the division, or if you get third place. Yeah, I see the Texans getting third. But who knows? They could surprise everybody. Maybe David Johnson just somehow comes back to his top form. Who knows? But now this gives the Cardinals a star wide receiver to pair up with their young quarterback, Kyler Murray, who showed a ton of promise in his rookie year. And also pairing him up with veteran receiver Larry Fitzgerald, who's still hunting for that first Super Bowl, and now Arizona is kind of a dark horse contender this year because they are still young. So I kind of feel like the Cardinals will need to develop some good chemistry this year. Who knows what they could do? They could make a big run, but the Cardinals are a favorite this year. They have definitely had a great offseason. And Christian Kirk, he's a good young receiver. So this offense is definitely deadly. Yeah, it's going to be kind of scary to go against the Cardinals offense this season. As for the Texans, they now have David Johnson with Deshaun Watson, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they won that pair up. But the reason why I'm saying that they're probably going to finish third is because the Jaguars traded their premier pass rusher, Calais Campbell, to the Baltimore Ravens. So now the Ravens have a run-stuffing and dominant pass-rushing specimen to anchor that defensive line. Really, why Jaguars? Why'd you gotta trade him to the Ravens? Come on, man. That hurts, but okay. I mean, and they also got rid of that Nick Foles contract, sort of. They traded him to the Bears. Still kind of weird that the Bears would take that ugly contract when they already have Mitchell Trubisky. And even though I think that they should have gone after a different quarterback, maybe in the draft. But, yeah, they drafted a tight end. So, who knows what they're doing in Chicago with taking another big contract. But their defense is still lethal, so you know, you never know. Also, there was the Stephon Diggs trade to the Bills, which now, since the Patriots have lost their top quarterback, the Jets and Dolphins are still rebuilding. It looks like the Bills are going to be the favorites to win the AFC East. Again, Belichick could work some magic, but I still think the Bills will win the division thanks to Stephon Diggs being a true number one wideout. It's been a while since the Bills had one of those guys. Pairing up with young quarterback Josh Allen, who showed a ton of promise last season in his rookie year. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the Bills can do this year and with Stephon Diggs. The Vikings looked dumb for trading Stephon Diggs, but they ended up drafting a young receiver in the draft. Again, that is a video that will be coming out later on. But yeah, and they also ended up finally getting rid of Stephon Diggs, who was clearly not happy with the current situation in Minnesota and not being the number one guy behind Adam Thielen. Again, you can make a big debate, but in my opinion, Adam Thielen was the number one guy, and Stephon Diggs did not like that. The Bills, though, give him an option to be the number one guy. So good for Stephon now. The Falcons were able to sign some guys in the offseason, and the Rams ended up finally letting go of aging and injury-prone running back Todd Gurley, and the Falcons took the risk on the injury-prone running back. So they also signed Rams pass rusher Dante Fowler Jr. So, I mean, the Rams kind of swapped some layers with the Falcons, but yeah, we'll see how the Falcons do this season now with Gurley as their running back. We'll see if Gurley can stay healthy this offseason. It'll be interesting to see what happens there in Atlanta, as they still have to compete against the Saints and the Panthers. Panthers ended up just getting a new quarterback, letting go of Cam. Interesting there, but yeah, we'll see what they can do this season. And there were some interesting moves by the Chargers this offseason, letting go of Phillip Rivers, but taking in a new quarterback in the draft. The Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions, made no moves whatsoever this offseason, really. And so clearly they are just ready to keep this roster together. And also they kind of got to let some salaries go because they're going to have to pay Mahomes big time money when it comes time for that contract negotiation that Mahomes will be getting a big contract. And also there was the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks did not really make many moves as well. So I'm interested to see what the Seahawks do. Jadeveon Clowney is still a free agent, I believe. I don't know if anybody signed him yet. The Eagles finally get a top cornerback. They trade 3rd and 5th round picks to the Lions to get Darius Slay. The Lions ended up drafting a cornerback, though, so they kind of replaced him. Made sense for the Lions. They got some extra picks, but, you know, Darius Slay, he's a good corner. The Rams still have Jalen Ramsey. They're going to keep him. So, yeah, it's interesting to see what the Rams will do this year. But, yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And, peace.